Hi there everyone, I know it's been a really long time, but I am back. I finally came back from my big Southern Hemisphere trip to Australia, New Zealand, and where was it? Brazil. In Australia, I went to the Oceania International Championship thingy-mabob, and I managed to come 31st, winning $500 US. That was a great experience. And after I'd been playing VGC for a while, I got a little bored, and I was like, alright, let's try some singles out again. And I decided to put a team together with some of my favourite Pokemon. Lycanroc Midnight, my Umbreon, called Tsukiyomi, my Gallade, often called Kira, my Typhlosion, no nickname, but pure awesomeness, and of course Nelly the Elephant. And against a random passerby, I managed to find on the battle spot one day, bored, not battle spot actually, in the festival plaza. I was sitting there, a bit bored, and I managed to challenge this person, and they were bringing a pretty hardcore team. I knew it was going to be a bit of a struggle, but I was quite eager. Let's see how it went. This is recorded from my other DS, of course. I have a nice, big, shiny Pokeball 2DS. So I decide to lead off with Nelly the Elephant here. I think leading Smeargle would just be a bit too obvious, as we do see Terrakion come out. Shiny at that. And of course my Nelly is shiny. So I figure I'll just go straight for the attacking move here. Perhaps he's predicting for me to go for Stealth Rocks. That's why he switches into his Magic Bouncer here. But I went straight for the Earthquake. Magic Bounce, if you didn't know, reflects any status moves thrown at the Pokemon. So if I'd have Toxiced the Espeon, it would have bounced back and Toxiced me instead. Same for Stealth Rocks. And he switches into his good old Cloyster. I'm pretty worried about the Shell Smash here, so I'll go into my physical wall Tsukiyomi. As we actually just see the straight off attack. Cloyster's ability being Skill Link, which makes all of its successive moves like this, Icicle Spear, Rock Blast, all hit their maximum amount of times. But that's not really a worry for Tsukiyomi. Able to take that quite well. I'm thinking maybe Cloyster's going to switch out here, so I'm going to throw up a Wish to get my HP back up if necessary. As, yep, we see him switch out into Terrakion. So my Wish gets off, and there's not much that I can do to Terrakion, unfortunately. So I think switching back into Nelly here is probably going to be the best. So out I go, and in comes Nelly the Elephant. What is my opponent going to do? We see the Sword Dance. Pretty scary, a Terrakion Sword Dancing. But Nelly the Elephant's ability is sturdy, meaning even if he would have one-hit KO'd me here, I would live with 1 HP. But we see that's actually not enough. I wonder if he's hyper-trained correctly. I would have thought Sacred Sword would have done a lot to me, especially after a Sword Dance. But my Earthquake cleanly finishes it off. So in comes Charizard. Looking at his team, I can't tell whether it's X or Y, and there is not much that I can do here and very few safe switch-ins, so I decide, on the off chance that it's an X, I'll go for the Earthquake and catch it while it Dragon Dances. But we do see it is the Y version. Seems my opponent is rocking an all-shiny team here. Nelly the Elephant is one of my only competitive shinies. As out comes the Solar Beam, finishing me off very easily. But now it's time for Smeargle's time to shine. Smeargle, of course, holding that Focus Sash, enabling it to live any one-hit KO. And hit back with a Spore. I modelled this Smeargle off the one Shofu used in his early X and Y battles. That was the beginning of my competitive battling career. Charizard stays asleep, allows me to get Sticky Web up. With this Smeargle, you put your opponent to sleep and then you set up your hazards. And for the last move slot, my Smeargle actually has Parting Shot, which means if Charizard stays asleep for another turn, I'll be able to get out while lowering its special attack, and potentially come back in later for another spore. But we see it does wake up and hits me with Hidden Power. Perhaps Hidden Power Ice? That would make the most sense for a Charizard, but dunno. Now I figure since the sun is gone, he can't Solar Beam me. Now's a good time for Lycanroc to shine. He hits hard with a Fire Blast, but not very effective on Lycanroc. And I go for the Sword Dance. I did actually predict him to switch there. I thought he'd want to preserve his Weather and Mega. But nope, goes for another Fire Blast, which unfortunately does connect. Brings my HP down a bit low. But off goes that Stone Edge, easily taking it out. With a crit as well. But I don't think the crit was necessary. Now in comes Aegislash. And at +2, I'm rocking the Firium Z with Fire Punch. So I'm going to go for that Z move. I do have to worry about the Shadow Sneak. And unfortunately, yes, we do see the Shadow Sneak. I've been playing so much VGC where Shadow Sneak is quite rare on Aegislash. But yeah, it connects and down goes Lycanroc. Such a shame, I should have gone for the Sucker Punch. But oh well, I have Typhlosion, who does not need a Z move. Typhlosion, one of my favourites, definitely my favourite starter of all time. Unfortunately, it's just not that powerful. Well, it is powerful, but it needs that little extra boost from the sun. And perhaps a speed boost, but I know I outspeed Aegislash here. So with the sun up, and I'm holding that wide lens for boosted accuracy, able to easily take out the Aegislash. He has two Pokemon left, Landorus and Cloyster. In comes Landorus, who does not resist fire, so if it's not rocking a Choice Scarf, I should be good here. And no Choice Scarf, and Fire Blast does connect, which easily takes it out. We do see it as a crit though. I wonder if he'd been wearing an Assault Vest, but I guess we'll never know. If he hadn't been, then he would have died easy. And out comes Cloyster, who I know I can easily one-hit KO with a Solar Beam. But my opponent, feeling the shame of defeat, decides to forfeit. And yes, that was a very good battle, rocking some of my favourite Pokemon, plus Smeargle. I'm very glad to have a win with them. So, thanks for watching. I'm glad to be back. See you all again.